In this video, we will study the pathological features of restrictive lung diseases that includes idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, Kohlwerker's pneumoconiosis, silicosis, and asbestosis. So the first one is idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. In this condition, the surface of lungs become cobblestone like this due to formation and retraction of fibrous scar tissue. And if you take a cut section of lungs, you will see areas of fibrosis. So on gross specimen, you see cobblestone appearance of lungs, and on cut section, you see areas of fibrosis. Now for microscopic features, the keywords to remember are chronic inflammatory cells stimulate fibroblasts to cause fibrosis. You know that this is the pathophysiology of the disease, that chronic inflammatory cells stimulate fibroblasts to cause fibrosis. Now let's see how this translates into the microscopic picture. So the first keyword is chronic inflammatory cells. So you see patchy interstitial inflammation by chronic inflammatory cells that are lymphocytes, macrophages and plasma cells, and these inflammatory cells also include eosinophils. Now what does the word patchy interstitial inflammation means? Interstitial inflammation means that the inflammatory cells will not be present inside the alveoli, rather they will be present in the interstitial spaces between the alveoli. So this feature makes it different from pneumonia, because you know that in pneumonia the inflammation happens inside the alveolar cavity or inside the alveolar spaces. But in idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, the inflammation is interstitial. That is, inflammation occurs in interstitial spaces that are present between the alveoli. And this inflammation is in the form of patches. So we call this as patchy interstitial inflammation. Second keyword is fibroblasts. So you see fibroblast rich regions on microscope. The third keyword is fibrosis. So initially there is fibrosis in interstitium, that is called patchy interstitial fibrosis. But in the later stages, this fibrosis becomes so much extensive and so much dense that it collapses the alveoli into cyst-like spaces. So you can see here in this diagram that the formation of thick and dense fibrous tissue in the interstitial spaces has collapsed the alveoli into cyst-like spaces. This structure is known as honeycomb fibrosis. So what is honeycomb fibrosis? Honeycomb fibrosis means that interstitial fibrous tissue becomes so much dense and thick that it collapses the alveoli into cyst-like spaces, and the overall structure resembles like honeycomb. So we call this as honeycomb fibrosis, which is a feature of idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis at later stages. So overall on microscopy you see patchy interstitial inflammation, you see fibroblastic foci, and you see patchy interstitial fibrosis, which later becomes honeycomb fibrosis. Now there is an additional point which I would like you to tell, that in idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, the inflammation is present not inside the alveolar spaces but in the interstitium. Therefore, this is also known as usual interstitial pneumonia. Why it is called as interstitial pneumonia? Because in classical cases of pneumonia, the inflammation is present inside the alveolar spaces. But in idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, as the inflammation is present in interstitium, so we call it as usual interstitial pneumonia. The keywords are interstitial pneumonia. The next restrictive lung disease is Kohlwerker's pneumoconiosis, which occurs due to exposure to coal. The gross picture of lungs in initial stage of this disease is formation of dark colored macules or nodules, which usually affect the upper part of lungs. Gradually with time, these macules or nodules turn into dark pigmented scars, as you can see here. So on gross features, initially you see black macules or nodules that usually affect the upper lobes of lung, and in later stages you see dark pigmented scars on the surface of lungs. Now microscopically there are three stages of Kohlwerker's pneumoconiosis. First stage is called pulmonary anthracosis, in which you see macrophages in alveolar spaces and interstitium, and these macrophages contain black colored pigment of carbon in the cytoplasm. But as you can see here in this diagram, that there is no collagen tissue or fibrosis at this stage. The second stage is called simple Kohlwerker's pneumoconiosis, in which again you see macrophages with carbon pigment, but additionally you see small network of collagen surrounding them. The last or third stage is called progressive massive fibrosis or complicated Kohlwerker pneumoconiosis, and in this stage you see dense dark colored collagenous scars. So overall in Kohlwerker's pneumoconiosis, first stage is pulmonary anthracosis, in which there are carbon pigment laden macrophages. The second stage is simple Kohlwerker's pneumoconiosis, in which in addition to macrophages you see small amount of collagen network. And the third stage is progressive massive fibrosis or complicated Kohlwerker pneumoconiosis, in which you see a lot of dense collagenous scars along with the pigments. The next restrictive lung disease is silicosis. So in gross specimen you see pale to black nodules which affect the upper lobe of lungs. And along with this the hilar lymph nodes can also be enlarged. Then in more chronic cases there is formation of scars, and in silicosis these scars can also involve the pleura, resulting in pleural thickening. So overall, in gross features of silicosis, you see pale to black nodules that usually affect the upper lobes of lung. You see enlargement of hilar lymph nodes, and in more progressive cases, you can see fibrosis that can also involve the pleura, resulting in pleural thickening. For microscopic features of silicosis, the keywords to remember are silica crystals surrounded by collagen. Silica crystals surrounded by collagen. The first keyword is silica crystals, and on microscopic picture you see silica crystals manifest as amorphous center. Amorphous center means that there will be just pink color region or cleft like spaces. And if you will observe the slide with polarized microscopy, you will be directly able to see these silica crystals. The second keyword is surrounded by collagen. So what you see is a beautiful network of collagen fibers arranged in concentric circles. This walled appearance of collagen fibers is highly characteristic of silicosis. And also at the later stages or very advanced stages, the microscopic picture will show progressive massive fibrosis, which means that there will be presence of dense collagenous scars. So overall on microscopic picture of silicosis, you see amorphous center surrounded by concentric network of collagen fibers. The next restrictive lung disease is asbestosis, and in this disease the lungs show fibrosis which usually affect the lower lobes and subpleural regions. So this is different from Kohlwerker's disease and silicosis which affect the upper lobes. Secondly, asbestosis also causes formation of thick fibrous scars in the pleura. These thick fibrous scars in pleura are known as pleural plaques. So overall on gross features of asbestosis, you see diffuse fibrosis affecting the lower lobe and subpleural region, and you see pleural plaques. For microscopic features, the keywords to remember are asbestos bodies, fibrosis, and distorted airway spaces. The first keyword is asbestos bodies, and these asbestos bodies are fusiform or dumbbell shaped rods that are coated with golden brown pigments. And what do these golden brown pigments represent? Well, these golden brown pigments are actually iron pigments that are derived from macrophages. So asbestos bodies are golden brown fusiform or dumbbell shaped rods that are coated with golden brown pigments. The second keyword is fibrosis, and as this fibrosis involves the interstitium of lung rather than the inside of alveoli, so it is called diffuse interstitial fibrosis. And also note that this fibrosis can also involve the visceral layer of pleural membrane. And similar to other pneumoconiosis,